Hello, and welcome to my weekly rant. I didn't intend for these vlogs to become weekly rants, but, well, unfortunately, I've just been suffering from a string of first world problems. In my last video, I was ranting because I had to get a room in Bend, Oregon, just to use the Wi-Fi, and then I ended up breaking my phone. Well, it just got better after that. So I had to get another room that same night up in Portland so that I had a mailing address for them to deliver the phone to. So I did that and actually stayed in a very nice place up in Portland, which, by the way, don't believe everything you hear on the news about Portland. It's confined to a very small area downtown. I even went to downtown Portland and it's fine. Anyway, I went up there, got the new phone, finished editing everything, managed to find a cell signal. Continued on my way up to Olympic National Park, which was the whole point of this trip, is I wanted to go visit a friend at Olympic National Park and make some videos up there in the beautiful rainforest. But unfortunately, all the rain... Oh man, if it's not one thing, it's another. So, I had an issue last week where my rear window rolled down and wouldn't roll back up because it was clogged with dust from off-roading. Well, now I had the opposite issue. I guess because of all the rain in the rainforest, I had my tailgate up so I could stand under it and get out of the rain because, man, the first 2 days I was there, it just poured rain non-stop. So I needed somewhere to stand that was dry, so I had my tailgate up. Well, I guess water pooled up on the tailgate, and, well, I didn't know this at the time, got into the lock mechanism. Well, I didn't know. Okay, finally the rain cleared up after 2 friggin' days, and it was sunny. So I thought, okay, finally I can go out and make a video. So I got on my rig and started driving around, started shooting a video. And next thing you know, my car started wigging out. The doors started locking and unlocking and locking and unlocking on their own, whether or not the key was in the ignition. And the rear tailgate window, which was stuck down, but I managed to get back up with my friend's help at the Alvord Desert Hot Springs. That window was just rolling down on its own. Well, the good news is I was able to roll it right back up, but it wouldn't stay up. It kept rolling down. Now what? It just seems like it's one thing after another on this friggin' trip. It's cursed. The very first video I shot, I wasn't able to post per request of the person who built the site. Then after that, I was at a hot spring and my little floaty busted, and I've been to 5 or 6, 7 maybe Walmarts, and they don't have floaties anymore because pool season is over. I got bit on the ass by some kind of bug or something at another hot spring, and now I have this unsightly mark on one of my butt cheeks. My window got stuck down, then my window wouldn't stay up, then I was trapped in a soggy, miserable rainstorm for 2 solid days. And when I finally left that and drove back down south, well, guess what? The whole west is on fire. There's wildfires burning, so I wasn't able to go to one of the places I wanted to go because it was so smoky. As a matter of fact, my mom and sister were even evacuated because of a wildfire that almost burned down my mom's cabin, so I was worried about that. And then because of all the wildfires, there's fire bans in almost all the counties I've been through on this trip, so I can't use my little BioLite camp stove, the stove I have where you put twigs and sticks biomass into it to boil water. Well, I can't use it because of the fire ban. So I do have, of course, my little backpacking stove with me that runs on a butane propane mix that, well, it used to be pretty easy to find. They carried it at Walmart. But like I said, I've probably been to 5, 6, maybe even 7 Walmarts over the past couple weeks looking for a floaty. And I've also been looking for camp fuel. And I can't find it anywhere. I also went to hardware stores. I went to sporting goods stores. I can't find this friggin' butane propane mix anywhere. And I bought what I thought would work, MSR isopropane. No, it's got to be this particular butane propane blend. It's a Primus stove. So Primus brand fuel, I guess, or this Coleman that they used to sell at Walmart, but, well, because of the dang coronavirus, butane propane canister supplies are low. I don't know. That's the thing about this coronavirus is we were spoiled, man. Now you can't just walk into a Walmart and find everything you need. There's no toilet paper, there's no disinfectant wipes. It's hard to find shower cleaner, weirdly enough. That stuff you spray your shower with every day. Well, I haven't been able to find that at any Walmarts. I haven't been able to find my camp fuel. I haven't been able to find a floaty. Man, traveling during the coronavirus is a real drag. Especially if you're trying to run a YouTube channel. I need a pretty strong Wi-Fi signal to upload my videos to my YouTube channel. I can edit them offline. And yeah, I need to download music and stuff when I'm working on the video to put music in the background, but I can do that using my mobile hotspot or any Wi-Fi signal. But to upload the finished product, to get it up onto YouTube, it takes a pretty strong Wi-Fi connection, and I've had a real challenge finding one. I mean, back in the good old days, BC, before coronavirus, used to be able to go to a Starbucks, a McDonald's, a public library, and sit in there. You know, if I went to Starbucks or McDonald's, I would buy a cup of coffee or buy food, whatever. You know, I'm not going to be a total mooch, but you could sit in there and do your work, you know. Now, those places are all closed. Well, in the case of Starbucks, McDonald's, you can go get food to take out, but the dining rooms are closed. So yes, I did try sitting in the parking lots of several Starbucks and McDonald's, but I don't know, the Wi-Fi signal wasn't strong enough. I ended up having to get these friggin' hotel rooms, which, you know, I'm cheap, and that's kind of pricey, just for the Wi-Fi signal. And, well, speaking of hotel rooms, you're probably wondering where I am. I'm in a hotel room right now in fabulous Sparks, Nevada, which is a suburb of Reno. Let me show you around this room, because it's kind of weird. Okay, so this place is called the Victorian Inn. And you can probably see by the architecture that it has this like real hokey Disneyland Victoriana kind of look. It's downtown by a place called Victorian Square. If you've ever been to Sparks, which is, like I said, a suburb of Reno, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so it's got this sort of weird Victorian facade. And then the room itself is, well, just frankly bizarre. I mean, they put this like real funky decor up, which I do appreciate. You know, I like funky decor. You know, like this is actually pretty cool. This thing above the bed, I like that. Kind of a Marie Antoinette vibe. But then there's all these weird frames, mirrors over the TV. And well, what I think is weird about it is they just kind of put them willy-nilly. You know, it's not even like an artistic arrangement. They're like wires hanging down. I don't know I think that maybe used to be a clock. There's like glue on it. Like, I don't know, man. This place it's strange. And then this here is crooked. You know, unfortunately, there's no desk. There's just this little table that I had used to edit. But it does have, you know, microwave and a coffee maker with little K-cups. And they even put creamer out. You know, it's nice. They did what they could. TV. There's even a refrigerator. I mean, the bathroom. Well, first of all, this is pretty old and crusty. Hi. Here's the bathroom. I know some people really like looking at these. This motel was pretty cheap. I think it was like with tax $60. So, you know, the shower was kind of dingy, but hey, for $60, you know, what do you expect? I'm on a budget, okay? All of this is just so I can upload a frigging video to my YouTube channel. And well, what's more, this is embarrassing. This never happened to me before. I was so stressed out from, I guess, all the first world problems I've been having that I was just talking about with my car and everything. My mom and... I friggin' completely blanked out that it was Wednesday. On Wednesday, which is the day I always post my YouTube videos, I completely spaced it. And I had managed to edit one and get it uploaded, and so it was ready to go. But the other one, for whatever reason, it stalled out. Like, if you've ever uploaded a video to YouTube, it can be very frustrating. I got it all, you know, I'm trying to find Wi-Fi here, there, everywhere. I got it 85% uploaded. And I was sitting here in this room, waiting, and it got stuck. It got frozen. And so, well, the only recourse I had was to cancel the upload and start from scratch. Consequently, my videos were very late this Wednesday, and I apologize for that. It won't happen again. I don't really know how I blanked on that. But the good news is, I did get my 2 videos uploaded, and, well, as will become evident later in this rant, I should have a pretty good cell signal tomorrow night, so I'll be able to get stuff up ahead of time for next week. So that way I won't have to worry. I mean, it does kind of put a damper on my travels. Like, I like to be out in the middle of nowhere, out in the backcountry, you know, and a lot of times there's not even cell signal, let alone Wi-Fi, you know? So I have to kind of plan my trips around, you know, every couple days a week. Probably 2 days a week I need to be in an area with Wi-Fi. So until they invent some kind of portable satellite that I can, you know, tether to my car, I guess it's just going to be a struggle. But it's all good because, well, I had to come to Reno anyways. And not just to do laundry, although that is important because, well, you might remember one of my last road trips got cut short because I ran out of clean underwear. Don't want that to happen again. But aside from laundry and getting my rig washed and uploading a video, well, I planned to be in Reno anyways, and it's kind of a long story. I'm picking up a friend from the airport here for this trip that I've had planned for a long time, but now I'm not sure how I feel about it. Might as well sit here on my tailgate while I'm waiting for my clothes to wash. So the friend that I helped earlier this summer that had knee surgery, my friend up in Chico, well, to celebrate his new knee and I guess kind of thank me for helping him, he rented a houseboat on Lake Shasta, and he invited me and my sister and a few other people to go cruising around on Lake Shasta for a few days. And well, this was back in, I think he booked it back in June. And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. But now I started thinking about it, and it's like, I don't know if that's like the smartest thing to do in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic. I mean, I'm not super paranoid about this friggin' virus. Yes, I have a mask around my wrist because I had to wear a mask going to the laundromat. And yes, I do wear a mask when I go into enclosed public spaces. But, you know, gosh, I'm going to be on a houseboat, so I'm guessing a lot of the time I'm be outdoors. So even though I think there's 12 people total coming on this houseboat trip, well, hopefully I can socially distance enough to avoid getting sick. But anyway, I'm picking up my girlfriend Gina from Arkansas. You might remember her. She was in some of my videos last summer. I went out to Arkansas and we explored a bunch of stuff and we had a lot of fun. She's a great gal. I have a lot of fun with her, trust me. And she and I had planned to go to Boston. We had planned a girls' trip to Boston. We were going to go to Salem and see, you know, like where those witch trials were. And we were going to go to Cheers, you know, the bar Cheers from TV. We were going to do a bunch of stuff in Boston earlier this month. But guess what? Dang, coronavirus canceled that trip too. We lost our deposit on the Airbnb. I basically lost my plane ticket. I mean, I guess they gave me a credit, but God, who knows when I'll be able to fly again with all this going on. So anyway, to make a very long story short, because our trip to Boston got canceled, I invited Gina to come along on this houseboat trip instead. So she was able to change her flight. Originally, she was supposed to fly into Sacramento, which is closer to Chico, but because of the virus, she had to fly here to Reno, which I told her, you know, I told her what my travel plans were going to be, and I could pick her up in Portland or, well, basically just Portland or Reno. I haven't really been near any other big cities. So she's flying in here in a couple hours, so I'm just trying to get my laundry done in time, and then I go pick her up at the airport, and then, well, she's never been to Reno before, so I don't even know if it'll be fun, but we're going to try to stay the night here and go out. I did notice last night over at Victorian Square by my hotel here in Sparks, which is basically Reno, there were people out and about, like at some kind of restaurant or bar outdoors, like outdoor seating, because it's really nice here right now. Summers in Reno are, oh, it's great. It's not super hot today. So hopefully we'll be able to go out and have some fun tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to drive over to Chico. And my sister, oh my God, my sister, who has been locked down with this nanny gig since before the quarantine started. She hasn't really left, except for, you might have seen that one video I made where she and I met halfway between LA and Vegas for lunch, and so that I could get a camera from her. That's the only time I've seen her in all this time. So she actually got a week off because, sadly, this week is the week that it's supposed to be Burning Man. The festival that I go to every summer for the last 11 years. So my sister had already asked for that week off because she had planned to go to Burning Man this year for the first time in many years. Dang virus. Anyway, so she's using the time to come on this houseboat trip instead. So I'm actually, well, I am conflicted about this trip because of the, I don't know, the health or the hygienic aspects of it. But I'm also really looking forward to it. You know, like, this trip has been, well, kind of trying, and I've been up and down through this whole friggin' quarantine situation, and I don't know, it's been kind of rough on me, and I try not to be too moody about it in my videos because, A, I don't want people to get worried, which I have gotten some concerned emails from people. I'm not, like, suicidal. It's just, I don't know, I'm lonely and kind of bummed, and I'm just going through some personal stuff, and Well, being alone on this trip, which, let's see now, I think it's been almost 3 weeks that it's supposed to be a 5-week trip. Who knows how long it'll end up lasting, but God, the longer I'm alone, I kind of almost feel like the worse it is for me, you know? Like, sometimes if you're alone too much, it can be a bad thing. Then you start getting into your thoughts. I don't know, I thought I could use the time to, you know, think through everything, what's going on, and, well, for the most part, yes, I really have enjoyed being alone. But I'm not gonna lie, I have been getting a little lonely and even a little isolated and weird. I mean, you'll see, I haven't, you know, I'm uploading these videos that I'm shooting as I go along, but I'm only doing a couple every week. So it'll be a few weeks before I catch up to where I am now. And you'll see in some of the videos that, well, I'm kind of starting to turn into a Sasquatch. And by that I mean, sorry, I had to get out of the shade there because there's freaking people parked right next to me and I don't want them to hear my confessional vlogging. When I say I'm turning into a Sasquatch, I mean I've started to kind of like run away when, like, if I was camped somewhere and other people showed up, I would like scurry back to my camp and hide like Sasquatch does. Okay, I think they're gone again. So I don't know. I mean, I did have, well, let's see, I was alone for a week and then I went to the Alvord Desert and hung out with human beings there, which was a nice social experience. I actually soaked in the hot spring with, oh my gosh, probably like 6, 7, 8 other people and had a conversation with a group, which was, golly, I think the first time I've done anything like that really since the quarantine started. So I had that interaction and then I was alone again for a week. And then the following weekend I went up to Olympic Park and, well, as wonky as that ended up, oh, I didn't even finish telling you guys that. So the water pooled up on top of the, you know how there's a little lock on the back of the tailgate that you can lock all the car doors with, and also, I guess, roll down the tailgate window with it. Well, that's what happened. Water got into that and was shorting out something, so that's why the window wouldn't stay up. It kept rolling down, and the doors kept locking. Well, when it happened, I was way, way up in the Olympic National Peninsula in a town called Forks, Washington, if you've ever heard of it. It's a very small ex-logging town where Twilight, the books and the movies Twilight took place. But it's a tiny town. That's where it started happening. And I thought, oh, shoot. I'm never going to be able to get it fixed up here if something's going wrong with my car. Like, I was afraid it was going to drain the battery. And I have one of those battery testers that you plug into the cigar lighter. And it did. I felt like my battery was low. It was testing low. I was getting a yellow light. Isn't that how those things work? Like, it's a green light if your battery is full. I mean, it was like 12.6 volts. Anyway, long story short, I thought, oh, I better go get this looked at. So I had to bail on my trip to Olympic Peninsula, Olympic National Park. The whole reason I drove all the way up there, and by the way, that's the uppermost, northwesternmost point of the continental U.S. All the way friggin' up there I drove, just so that I could sit in pouring rain, huddled under my tailgate for 2 days, and then leave once it finally got sunny. I made about half a video, and I had to leave. I mean, I didn't have to, but I was worried about my car, and I didn't want to get stuck with a dead battery and something going on with my electrical system way up in the rainforest in this tiny little town. So, fortunately for me, I have a really good friend, ex-boyfriend, who lives in Portland, Oregon, which isn't that far from the Olympic Peninsula, like 5 hours, I think. So I was able to text him. He's lived there forever. So I was able to text him and go, hey, do you know anyone in town who does auto electric? And he did. And moreover, he said I could camp out in his backyard in Portland. Which I know you're probably like, oh no, Wonderhussy, don't go to Portland. It's so dangerous. Well, let me tell you something. Don't believe everything you see on the news. Yeah, there is an area downtown that there's some gnarly stuff going on, but it's pretty confined to like a 2-block by 2-block area, and the rest of the city and metropolitan area is just fine. And I'm speaking from experience because I spent a few days up there in various parts of town. And what's more, we all went and got pizza in downtown, just not in that little 2-block square, and it was fine. Remember what I said about the news just wanting you to be afraid so they can sell you stuff? Anyways, so I camped out. I slept in the back of my car in my ex-boyfriend and his girlfriend, who was very progressive and generous, didn't mind at all. But they're pretty careful with the virus. Like, they've stayed isolated, so I didn't want it. They did invite me to stay in the house. They have a guest bedroom, but I was like, no, I'll just camp in my car. I had my bed made back here anyways. So I camped in the backyard. He referred me to his mechanic friend. That guy was able to get me in, and he took a look at it. And by then, of course, it had stopped happening because, well, once it turned sunny and the water dried out of the lock, it was fine. And so this mechanic was awesome. He didn't charge me anything. He just said, hey, look, I can't really tell if there's anything wrong with it or not. It's probably the lock, but I don't know. If it happens again, take it into a mechanic while it's happening. Well, with any luck, I won't be anywhere where it's raining anytime soon, so fingers crossed, I'll be okay. And hey, the silver lining in all of that was, man, I must have rolled my window up 10 times and it kept rolling back down on its own. But the good news is it rolls up just fine now. It's not stuck down anymore. Man, sorry for all this crazy background noise, but I'm in this, well, I'll just show you. I'm in a shopping center where this laundromat is, and I don't know, there's just, the good people of Sparks are trying to go about their business while I'm here trying to go about mine. So anyways, I got distracted by the tailgate. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was saying how, you know, I was alone for a week, and then I went to the Alvord Desert and hung out with people. Then I was alone for a week, went to the Olympic Peninsula, and I hung out with my friend up there and met a couple people that he knew there. And then randomly I ran into one of my cousins. What are the odds? I was sitting in the campground and she came walking by with her husband. Sarah Jane, is that you? Yeah, my cousin. She lives up in Washington State, and they had decided, they were camped right by us. And so I was supposed to go meet up with them at their campfire that night. You know, I was all set to go buy a bottle of Bailey's and have cocoa and Bailey's in the forest by a campfire, and well, I freaked out about my car and ended up having to leave. But all that is just to say that I got some human interaction when I was up there. And now, well, now it's been another week without human interaction, and I'm starting to get weird again. So I guess it's a good thing I'm picking my girlfriend up and, well, going on this houseboat trip with a bunch of people. Anyways, I think this video is already way too long, so I'm going to shut up now. I gotta try to edit it and upload it while I can, since I will be going to Chico tomorrow night at my friend's hotel that I helped with the knee surgery. I know for a fact that hotel has good Wi-Fi, so I should be able to get this up so that you can all enjoy my first world ranting and raving, as you've probably become accustomed to on a weekly basis. Now, hopefully next week, when I make a vlog talking about where I am and what's going on, things are better. And I have a feeling they will be. You know, a week on the lake with my friends, just relaxing. I don't have to do any editing. I'm getting stuff done ahead of time so that I don't have to work on the boat because, well, there won't be Wi-Fi on the boat. But if I get everything done ahead of time, then I can just chill out on the dang boat, have some drinks, have a toke, and just enjoy myself for a change. I'm not giving up on this road trip yet. I will succeed. In a world where they wanted you to stay home and be afraid, one woman insisted on going about her business of having adventures. Dun dun dun! Wonderhussy.